What's going on, guys? It's Resk here, also known as Jamie, and hopefully you guys are having a good day. The week's been pretty hectic, had a couple of tests, had a couple of bits of homework to do, just in general, not really having the energy since I've been waking up early and stuff like that. But hopefully I can upload twice a week, like I said I was going to do. Nothing's really happened in my life apart from school, so I've got some stories for you guys. Basically guys, the story is about the time I broke my hand. And just the inconvenience of the school nurse and shit. It's a really funny story, so hopefully you guys enjoy. Basically, it was a normal day. I think it was a Tuesday on a school day. This was a couple of years ago, so if I don't remember every single detail, that's not my fault. But yeah, I'd had the late night, and I was a bit out of schedule. So I woke up, I think, maybe like 15-20 minutes late, and for me, that's quite late since I wake up not really leaving myself any time to spare, I guess you could say. Yeah, basically since I woke up late, I was rushing around, I was getting all my stuff done. So kind of what was happening was I was end up running for the bus every morning, or I'd miss it. And I didn't really want to miss it and get on a different bus, so I tried to make it to the bus every morning. If that meant running, I didn't care. I was ready to leave the house, and I take the back route out through my garden because it's quicker. Since the back gate to my garden goes onto the main road, which is near my bus stop, it just says sometimes. I went up through my garden, and it happened to be a rainy day. As I was like leaving my back door, I saw my bus going past. Like it was a colouring bus. It was like everyone on it. I saw it, and that meant I had to fucking sprint up the garden, or elsewise I was gonna miss it, and that was not what I wanted. Basically, when I say that's not what I wanted, I mean like I hadn't got much sleep, and my bus is a bus I feel comfortable on, so I tend to sleep on it in the morning, and it's a good morning routine for me. Like if I'm not on my bus in the morning, I don't feel like the day's gone as well as it could have. And since I saw the bus going past, that was an instant rush of panic as I frantically tried to run up the back of my garden to get the bus basically. And since I was in a massive rush, I was walking up the steps, which were wet and slippery, and as I said earlier, it was raining, so I happened to have slipped on the steps as I was running up the garden to try and get the bus. Since it was slippery, I kind of like slipped on it running up, and guess I'd landed on my hand wrong. I could have probably avoided it, to be honest, but I was in a rush, so I quickly got back up and ran out the back gate to get my bus. So yeah, I did manage to actually catch the bus in the end, but once I was on the bus, I have a routine where I get my earphones out and listen to music, so I went ahead to do that, and I noticed something was different. This could be TMI, too much information, could just be unnecessary, but I keep my earphones in my right pocket on my school trousers, and I fell on my right hand, and when I went to get my earphones out of my pocket to listen to music, I noticed I couldn't actually get them out. Like, my hand was crippled. Like, it was pretty fucked up. This was the first time I'd actually noticed, because I was in a lot of rush and adrenaline just from falling and shit, and once I'd sat on the bus, it started to throb, and it started to fucking hurt like shit. My hand just started to hurt so much. But nah, they looked pretty bad. They were all like bent up. My hand was like bruised and swollen already, and that had only been like 5 minutes. So I was getting pretty worried at this point. Like I wasn't sure what was happening. I was hoping it wasn't broken, because obviously that wouldn't help out with any writing and skill or anything. But yeah, by the end of the bus journey, it was hurting so much, and I wasn't actually sure what to do. So I skipped registration and went straight to the nurse. And obviously, as a lot of people will know, school nurses are not very helpful at all. Like, they don't help you out with anything, basically. They just kind of tell you to fuck off with a fucking ice pack. That's about it, really. Hey, miss, I seem to have fallen and taken my eye out, as well as I'm bleeding ferociously at the forehead. Can you please help me out here? Yeah, sure, son. I'll just give you a fucking ice pack and a paracetamol. That should do you. Basically how the nurse system works in the school. I don't know how they get trained, but it's fucking shit anyway. I initially thought I was alright to go into registration and just act out my normal school day. Hopefully it was just staved, hopefully it would just heal and be alright by the end of the day. But I got quite a few people telling me to just like check it out, so I did. She was like, yep, you've fallen on it badly, it's just bruised, just staved. Just go back up to class with an ice pack and we'll see what happens. And obviously I've broken my fingers before, I've broken a few bones before, so I know when something's broken basically. She was just chatting shite, so I knew better, and I called my mum to pick me up, and we were going to check out at the hospital. So yeah, since the nurse was certified to talk shit all day to every single person that goes in there with something wrong, she had no idea what the fuck she was looking at. She just can't, yeah. As I've said, she just gives people ice packs and thinks it's all good. My mum picked me up to take me to the hospital, and I got it scanned, and it was in fact fractured in like 3 places. If I can remember right, there was like a torn tendon in my hand, and there was 2 fingers broken. One was fractured. That's in detail. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember what actually was the case. Basically, my hand was fucked up. But basically, getting to the funny bit of the story. Now, since my hand was fucked up and in a cast, it was in like a good solid like bandage wrapped cast for 2 fingers. It wasn't a normal hand cast that everyone gets when they break their hand or wrist or whatever. Basically, I had that on. The next day I went in. It was a pretty decent day. As in, I didn't have many classes that needed writing or whatever. So I went in there thinking I wasn't going to need to write, thinking the teachers were good enough, you know. You see, I had maths, and my maths teacher made me write my other hand, which I thought was pretty fucking stupid. So, you know, fuck him, but it's cool. But then it came to my French teacher, and oh my fucking god, was I wrong. Basically, I walked into that class, and, you know, knowing French, you normally, you know, 98% of the time you have to write in French. It's just how it is. I was definitely failing the subject. I think I was National 3 when everyone else was National 5, so I was initially 2 years behind in French, and I didn't understand it whatsoever. The teacher hates me as it is, and I walked in and told her, I cannot write, and I just straight up said that. I wasn't pulling any fucking, I've got sore fucking wrist, can I just sit here and watch and take in knowledge? I don't know. Fuck knows. So I straight up said, I cannot write today, I'm just saying, I don't have a pencil with me because I can't write. I can just listen, it's fine. And she said, thanks for making a big deal about it, now go outside because you're interrupting the class. You know, it's every teacher says it at some points in their career. So I went outside. I was outside for about 20 minutes, I presume. I wasn't quite sure what the class was doing. What I thought was I was getting out of writing, I was getting out of whatever she was doing. So yeah, this teacher has tendencies to come out of her class like fucking 40 minutes after. She finally came out with a book, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I told you I couldn't write. And she basically just said, I've called for the People Services to take you down to the room so you don't interrupt the class anymore. I'm like, wait, what? Why the fuck are you calling me? I've done nothing wrong. And she's like, you've interrupted the class. If you're gonna make my life misery, then you can think twice. And I was like, okay then, fair enough. So I just took the warning and basically accepted it and went and got my stuff to go downstairs. And she came back out with me before I was about to go down and said, since you're so keen to make a big fuss about the fact you can't write, here's a book. And she literally said, quote unquote, copy out the whole last 15 pages off the vocabulary section of this French book and come up to me when you're done, or else you're getting a punishment exercise. And I was like, what the fuck are you on about? I told you I can't write. Why the fuck are you telling me to do this? Why could you not just be a decent teacher? Right? And from there, I was pissed off. So I was trying to see what the class was doing, and it turns out the class is watching a fucking movie. I lost it. I was like, the class is watching a movie while I told you I can't. I was basically lost for words, to be honest. But I looked in, and I was like, the class is watching a movie, and you've told me to go downstairs and write with my broken hand. Like, I told you I couldn't write in the nicest way possible because every other teacher's let me off, and you tell me that I have to write out the last 10 or 15 pages of vocabulary book. Like, why? And yeah, so the class was watching a movie. They had to do no work whilst I was sitting down in People Service attempting to fill out the vocabulary section with my broken hand. I got a punishment exercise for it in the end anyway, because apparently I couldn't do it to her standards. I had a fucking broken, oh my god, I had a broken hand. What do you expect? Like, I can't write. But yeah, to her standards, meaning, I've got a broken hand. Apparently I should just fuck my broken hand and try and write with it. No, I'm not doing that. So yeah, she gave me a punishment for not writing to her, or not having the best handwriting, or some fucking bitch ass excuse. Like, what the fuck? I don't actually know what she was thinking that day, but yeah. Anyway, guys, I made a big fuss to everyone I knew, basically, and told them all, because it was outrageous. I tell you now, leave in the comments down below if you found this story funny or fucking awful or what the fuck ever. How did I get that kill? Nobody knows. So yeah, leave a comment down below if you found this story funny or just absolutely ridiculous like I did. It's been a couple of years ago, so I did probably miss out a couple of details, but I explained it to detail as much as I could. Leave a like if you did enjoy. Gonna aim for 15 likes this video, guys. Hopefully we can hit that. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy my content as it is. If you do enjoy my content, hit the subscribe button. It's free. You can watch all my videos when they come out, so you won't miss any uploads, all that stuff. Stick around for more, and yeah, guys, it's been Resk, also known as Jamie, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.